What is up, guys? It's your boy CFC Shingi. Welcome back um, to another video. And today we're gonna be talking about the $1,000,000 question. Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is making the rounds right now. Is he going to move at the end of the season? Not at the end of the season, man. What the hell? Is he gonna move this transfer window? Is he gonna move in the summer? All right, and yeah, that's the question that I'm about to talk about. Now, Enzo Fernandez apparently has already said yes to Manchester City, the contract, Enzo Maresca. So, yeah, it's looking like he's going to be out of here. It's looking like he's going to be out of here. Xabi Alonso was asked about the situation, and he said, yo, we'll never know what happens. We'll have to see next what happens in the week because you never know. Even he knows. Even he's anticipating a move. Like if Enzo Fernandez, if he was staying, then you'd be like, yeah, Enzo Fernandez is staying for sure. But that's not happening. And with what happened, what transpired last night at Fulham, yeah, there's no. He is he was booed when he came on, but I think that's like the whole stadium booing him because yeah, English, the English fans are they don't like him anymore. They hate him so much because of what he did at the World Cup. What did he do at the World Cup? He just scored against England, and now English fans hate him. Yes, the celebration, yeah, kind of iffy, and that whole thing about the what's it, the Falkland Islands. I don't know claiming the Falkland Islands. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to get political, but yeah. Um, Enzo Fernandez, I feel like, man, Enzo Fernandez, yeah, me personally, I'm different from other people. I'm very different from other Chelsea fans. Most Chelsea fans want him gone. They want him gone. Me, um, I mean, I want him gone. Only if there's a replacement, bro. Only if there are replacements. And so far, I do not see any replacements unless Chelsea are gonna go on a secret mission to get a replacement. All right, unless they are gonna do a madness in the last few days of the window, get an important replacement for Enzo Fernandez because Enzo Fernandez is a first team player. He was our first he was one of the first names on the team sheet. All right, in the first team, a midfielder, and we have to replace a guy like that. We have to replace him. All right, we cannot just sell Enzo Fernandez and not get a replacement. We cannot do that. That's stupid. That's idiotic. That is suicide. And I think we saw that yesterday as well when we saw that we need a new midfielder. Moises Caicedo was not in that game, and we saw that he needs a new midfield. We need a new midfielder to fill in and prevent the counterattacks that we were man, I want to say it. The counterattacks that Fulham were doing on us. Yeah, just gonna say that. But yeah, I'm only gonna accept an Enzo Fernandez sale if obviously Chelsea. I'm the same as Chelsea as well. If the price is right and if we get a replacement, all right, because we need a replacement. We cannot go into the season. Oh, we cannot go into the season with no replacement for Enzo Fernandez. We cannot do that. And yeah, some names came up. I think Eduardo Camavinga came up, Manu Kone, Alex Scott, and Adam Wharton. Now, you can say that the most realistic player that we can get is Eduardo Camavinga. Let's be real. It is. It's Eduardo Camavinga because he he's is he even starting for Real Madrid? Is he even in the Real Madrid squad? Like, is he even playing for Real Madrid? Because I think Kamavinga, yeah, after the Bayern Munich tie in the Champions League last season, he got a red card in that tie as well, and yeah, I have not heard from him since. Was left out of the France squad for the World Cup, and I really haven't heard from him since. And he looks like he's the realistic replacement for Enzo Fernandez. Alex Scott, Bournemouth are not gonna let him go. They're not gonna let him go, especially the last days of the window. Alex Scott is the type of deal that you organize and you get done earlier in the window, because Alex Scott is an important player for Bournemouth. All right, and Bournemouth they're not gonna sell him in the last days of the window. He's an important player. Bournemouth and Europe as well, and they'll need a replacement. Adam Morton is not coming. He's not gonna leave Crystal Palace. He's just not. Their manager Pierre Sage said he's gonna stay at Crystal Palace this summer. So I don't think Alex Scott and Adam Morton are gonna be moving this summer. I don't think so. They're just two important players for their respective clubs, and they're in Europe as well. They're gonna need that depth. So yeah, we're in a bit of a tough situation as well. Even Manchester City are in a bit of a tough situation as well. It's like a domino effect, you know. Uh, Manchester City need a midfielder, and they're looking at Enzo Fernandez. But in order for us to sell Enzo Fernandez, we need to be looking at replacements. All right, we need to be looking at replacements, and I really hope that if we're looking to sell Enzo Fernandez, yeah, then we're on a secret mission to get a replacement. Then, all of a sudden, or the next thing that happens is we're getting an Ornstein bomber saying, "Yo, Chelsea have agreed to sign whoever midfielder, or who can be found." All right, Fabian Ruiz was a name that we were linked to as well, but that is kind of gone cold. So yeah, and I gotta be real with you guys. If we cannot find if this goes to deadline day, then we're in a bit of a precarious position now, because if this goes to deadline day, Manchester City might get him for less, and now we're gonna look like idiots now. We're gonna look like idiots, because Enzo Fernandez is worth, in my opinion, is worth, you can say, £130 million to £140 million, in my opinion, and I think that's also the opinion of other Chelsea fans. That's what he's worth. All right, World Cup winner, guaranteed goals, guaranteed assists, good performance at the last World Cup as well. Yeah, you're guaranteed all this stuff. All right, so yeah, Manchester City, I suggest you just put the bid in, and it has to be 130 to 140 billion. All right, not 120. Okay, that ship has sailed for 120 billion. It has to be 130 to 140 million pounds, and hopefully Chelsea can get a replacement. Manchester City, you're gonna have to hope that Chelsea can get a replacement as well, because I gotta be real with you, man. If there's no replacement for Enzo Fernandez, then we're gonna have to keep him. We're gonna have to keep Enzo Fernandez, all right, and give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that he'll be professional and will will play games. But man, his mind is just not on it. His mind is at Manchester City. He wants to go to Manchester City, but why would you want to go to Manchester, Ben? Enzo, if you're watching this, why would you want to go to Manchester? Stay in London, enjoy London for one more year, and then maybe you can move in 2027. Or, I think, in Enzo Fernandez's case, in January, as early as January even. Maybe Alex Scott also has a gentleman's agreement to come to Chelsea in January. Alright? That's the honest truth. Plus, guys, Chelsea fans, Why can't we keep our important players? Remember Granit Xhaka? Granit Xhaka wanted to come to Chelsea so badly. All right, this summer he wanted to come to Chelsea so badly. He wanted to reunite with Xabi Alonso so badly. We had agreed personal terms with him. We offered him a contract. He accepted that contract, and Sunderland turned it down. Sunderland were like, "Nah, that is not flying with us. You know, he's a very important player. He's our captain, and we are not gonna sell him. We need him." All right, and yeah, Granit Xhaka stayed, even though he wanted to come to Chelsea so badly. So why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? All right, if we have to be looking out for ourselves, we cannot be um we cannot be looking out for other clubs. All right, we have to look out for ourselves. Okay, stop this. Okay, important players have to stay. Okay, that's the honest truth. Unless they're trying to force him, they're trying to do a Courtois, for example. You remember what Courtois did? Started skipping training, was not responding to the manager's messages to come, was pushing and forcing a move to Real Madrid. And yeah, some Chelsea fans hate him because of that. Unless Enzo Fernandez is not doing that, and we are not getting a replacement. I'm sorry, man. We're gonna have to keep Enzo Fernandez. All right. He's gonna have to be professional. All right. And I mean, he has his friends here at Chelsea. He has Valentin Barco, Joao Pedro, Moise Caicedo, Pep Chavera can even be his friend as well. I mean, he's Spanish. Enzo Fernandez, he speaks Spanish, right? I mean, his first language is Spanish, right? So, I mean, even the manager is Spanish. The manager is Spanish and is a midfielder. Why would Enzo Fernandez want to go to Manchester City, who they do not look great at all? Enzo, let me tell you something, man. Manchester City are not gonna be in a title race. They might be in a top four race, not in a title race. All right. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I'm very different from Chelsea fans. All right, from other Chelsea fans. I look at this logically. I look at this, on a logical standpoint. Okay, we have to keep our important players. Okay, if there is no replacement for those players, we have to keep them. Okay, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. All right, they have no. If they sell Adam Wharton and Alex Scott, then they have to look for replacements. And so far, at their end, there are no replacements for them. All right, and they know that their players want to go to bigger clubs. They know that, but they have to look out for themselves, obviously. All right. So why can't we do that? Why can't Chelsea do that? All right. The money plus there's also a thing that is there's also a thing why this difficult is sorry. There's also a reason why this deal is very difficult. It's because, well, let's say we sell Enzo Fernandez here for 140 million. Other clubs are gonna be looking at money coming into our accounts, money coming into Chelsea, right? All this money coming into Chelsea, and then they're gonna be like, oh, all right. So if Chelsea come for one of our players, we're gonna have to increase the price to like 110 million. That's definitely gonna happen. These clubs are gonna take advantage. Bournemouth are gonna take advantage. Crystal Palace who are gonna take advantage as well. Okay, and we cannot be paying that kind of money for those players. All right, that's the honest truth. We cannot be paying that kind of money for those players. So yeah, we're in Manchester City and Chelsea right now. They're in a very precarious position right now, a very precarious situation. Uh, I think if this goes to deadline day, then we're screwed. All right, we're definitely screwed. Chelsea has to basically put a foot down and be like, "Yo, there are no replacements made, so this deal cannot go through if there are no replacements." If we're gonna say Enzo Fernandez, I really hope that there's gonna be a replacement. And Manchester City as well, they need a midfielder. They need the player. Enzo Maresca needs Enzo Fernandez. He's pushing for him. He's been asking for him, and they're also in a very difficult situation that they made for themselves. Why would you sell all those midfielders? All right, you sold Rodri, you sold Nico Gonzalez, you sold Tijani Reinders. Why would you do that? Manchester City fans, tell me why would you do that? All right, Nico Gonzalez is clearly the Rodri replacement, clearly, but you sold him. Enzo Fernandez ain't a Rodri replacement. He's not. All right, he's just not. Okay, and you guys sold all those midfielders just to get this one midfielder, Enzo Fernandez. Remember, you also lost Bernardo Silva on a free as well. Oh man, this is bad business for Manchester City. But anyway, that is just my conclusion, and my conclusion is Enzo Fernandez only goes if the price is right, and most importantly, if we get a replacement. All right, that's most important. All right, to us fans, because we're not gonna be benefiting anything from the money that comes in for Enzo. So get a replacement. Find a replacement if you're gonna let Enzo Fernandez go. Yeah, you gotta be going on a secret mission because I do not see any midfielders. The midfielders that we want, I don't see them coming to Chelsea this summer. And yeah, man, just get a replacement, okay? Otherwise, keep the player if they are no replacements. That's just my opinion. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Probably a preview of Chelsea versus Luton, which is happening on Thursday in the Carabao Cup second round. That should never happen again. Playing second rounds in the Carabao Cup. That should never happen again. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.